Anderson Doctrine. Oh, this. What does it get you, though? What does it do? Get event conscription plebiscite begins. I guess it just gives you a bunch of manpower. I would guess. Soviets seem like they should win more often than they do. Yes, I agree with that. Jack Reed was elected as president. So, civil war is definitely going to happen and the AUS is going to be stronger than the CSA at the start. Okay, we've got the wealth. So let's go on to trade with the Commonwealth and then end of the Depression. And then I think we are going to grab these two, get our men back to work, and then we'll do the political. So let's trade with the Commonwealth. Commonwealth is where our trade currently lies, and there is plenty more we could do to ensure the bonds become even stronger. We must seek out new trade agreements within the Empire so that even as we grow stronger every day. Decisions available. Oh, they only cost 25. So we lose civilian factories for 60 days. But we gain a bunch of steel. IEDC investment in the Australasian economy. With Canadians' help, the Imperial Economic Development Corporation has invested in the economy of Australasia and helped to open new Imperial factories. Ooh, cool. Ooh, we even have oil. So what am I short on? I am not currently short on anything. I think I'm going to just leave the factories because I'd like to do that later. When I actually need those resources, because right now I don't. I need the factories to build more factories. Elections in Italy. The elections within the Republic of Italy resulted in the election of Prime Minister Gabriele D'Annunzio. New Prime Minister quickly discarded the something. Title of Prime Minister for the title of Il Duce, which he says is more fitting for Italia. In a speech in Milan, he has stated that nothing shall ever stand in the way of Italy's greatness, and with the present Black Monday crisis due to vile Austrian influence, which eventually be destroyed by the new legions of Italy. Oh, so this is an anti-Austria. This is a national populist Austria. And in fact, the national populists in Two Sicilies are quite strong. That's very interesting. They'll almost certainly go down this path. Cool. I have never seen that. They've always gone with Austria. Although that has got the risk of Austria then not doing anything afterwards. Because Italy is kind of usually how they enter the war. Right, it is November 36, although it is the end of November. Try and decide what I want here. Better artillery, better tanks. I mean, we probably do need to start researching tanks to get up to the mediums. I'm not going to bother with heavies. We might well want some light tanks to go with motorized divisions. Not short on anything, -5 oil. Yeah, but I couldn't do anything about the oil. They're not available. I meant of the things I could actually do. The Venetian Rebellion is going to happen. Funnily enough, I've seen Mongolia solo Russia one time. I've seen them come really sodding close. It actually looks like they're losing to Markleek right now. Tibet did not join. Legionnaire Italy declared war on the Serene Republic of Venice. Oh, please tell me that Venice is their own focus tree. Wow. See, this right here is why Kaiserreich is ridiculous. A faction that has a small chance of appearing in a game has their own focus tree. I'm just going to do a cheeky save here in case I ever want to play as Venice. I will admit to having a soft spot for the Venice. And actually, yeah, how many troops do they have in comparison? They have got 12 divisions, 1 military factory, 4 civilian, versus 15 divisions, 2 military factories and 4 civilian. Oh, and no manpower either. And also they've mobilised and Venice hasn't. Yeah, Venice is fucked. Not going to happen. Illegal strike in Sydney. Factory workers in Sydney walked off the job today, organising an illegal strike that prompted swift police reaction. While the workers insisted they were not associated with the ACTU and their action was born of frustration, they were quickly issued an ultimatum to disperse, which they ignored. Violence quickly escalated when the police moved in, and the resulting riot ended with over 30 badly injured. Within a week, the factory workers were back on the job, now supervised by private militia soldiers, to ensure no further demonstrations. I've still got a tiny bit of difference. Venice was one of my favourite Civ 5 games. I loved Venice in Civ 5. I absolutely adored Venice in Civ 5, because they basically just took all the rules that they'd established previously and tore them up. Same as Attila did for previous Total War games. But yeah, Venice was a really interesting faction in Civ 5. I really liked them. KR devs plan to have a state of Yucatan. Next update that can pop out of Mexico under specific circumstances. It will also have a focus tree. Okay. Okay. The 1st of January. Interesting. I think that we should probably go for some of these then. Let's get a concentrated industry so we can double down on Victoria. Maybe get 3 more factories there. Trade with the Commonwealth. Done. Let's end the depression then, shall we? Finally, we have pulled ourselves out of the doldrums of depression. Australasia can march into the future, its economy a shining example for others to follow. Money is always out of control with Civ 5 Venice. Yeah, I really want to do a multiplayer game of Civ 5 with Venice, because I'm pretty sure I'd win it. As long as diplomatic victory was on. Because they're hard to conquer, because you can just buy units to defend whatever city is under attack. And you're so widespread anyway, and if you have a big navy, you're Venice, why wouldn't you? You can be really tough to conquer because of all the naval bombardment. Australasia Day. Today, the nation is celebrating the Confederation of Australasia. And while the Confederation was not voluntary, we gained some stability. Oh, crikey. Send trade mission to the Dominion of Canada. The Australasian Trade Office has prepared a mission to the Dominion of Canada in order to increase the volume of trade between our two countries. The Canadian market has been resistant to these efforts in the past, and distance is a difficult obstacle to overcome, but new destinations for Australasian trade goods are sorely needed. I mean, we totally should. I'm not going to do it right now because we are like 4 days away from another political power upgrade. There's mobile warfare. Let's get the next level. Right, let's get the next decision. One of these. What are we? We are social conservative. Are there any decent social conservatives available? Decryption, supply consumption, decryption, research, encryption. Not really. What about different economy ministers? Construction speed plus 15%, resource gain efficiency, military factory construction speed. I mean, early on that would be really strong. Construction plus 5, construction plus 13. I mean, that would have let us build an awful lot of stuff very quickly. Or we can start on the manufacturers. Although it's not until 1941 that we can get those. I mean, we could get them motorized upgrades. Or we could do the mobilization. And a trade agreement. Trade is really good. Yeah, I will be doing the trade stuff. Don't worry. I just realised that I have 150, so I may as well use it. I'm not at war, and I don't really feel like I'm going to. Oh wait, that's civilian factory construction. Of course, that's why I don't usually book civilian factories this early. I do infrastructure instead. Let's go ahead and early mobilise, and then we have some to do trade with other people. We are going to start with Canada being the big boy. Hey Gamacod. What's the title in regards to? I was at ParadoxCon over the weekend, so I got press access to all the details about the upcoming DLC, which is Man the Guns. Canadian trade deal approved. The Australasian trade mission has returned from the Dominion of Canada, declaring their mission a success. Gain 100 political power, and also a bunch of other stuff. Cool. Can't do another one for 81 days, but that has given me political power to mobilise again. So we may as well. And then suddenly my construction speed is going to improve rather dramatically, because we have more factories available, and also the penalties that we were struggling under are null and void. Got to buy the next season pass already. I don't think they're doing season passes anymore. There was a lot of resistance to it previously. And typical Garrett and Ben of Yop, thank you very much for the follows. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. No longer get the effects of the IEDC investment. That's fine. Oh, you know what I haven't done yet? It was you, wasn't it? I haven't given you Logistics Wizard. Wait, you have another one? Man, you're insane. Recovery rate. Those are some really sweet bonuses you get. That's a good Field Marshal. That is a very good Field Marshal. Is this a newer version of Kaiserreich? It seems as though those decisions for Australasia didn't exist before. No newer than the Waking the Tiger update. Serbia crowns King Alexander II. Cool. Looking forward to getting some more trade deals going, because if that is just going to be a source of political power, then that'd be great. I suspect some of them will give like factory states and things though. Russia declared war on Alish Order, so Russia, while still in the civil war, is now at war with these guys, opening up a huge additional front. Not sure that was the wisest thing you've ever done. And rabbit leg, we don't use gay as a derogatory term, so watch it. Oh, something just happened and I just clicked through it. That was just national focus. Okay, so we can get New Industrial Act, which will give us more civilian factories. I think that's a very good idea. Yeah, let's do that. A large number of our dated rules actually hinder industrial growth. A new law should be introduced to remove those impediments and arrange a system of incentives to companies which will erect large-scale factories in our cities. Cool. Australia has so many resources to exploit. Kaiserreich devs are on point. My country is one big national resource. There are a lot of resources there to use. That's one way of dealing with them. Yeah, my troll alert was also ringing. Thank you, Cold Rage. Right, do we want to send some volunteers? And if so, to whom? I think we might actually send them to the Pacific States. Although I would need another 3 divisions before I could do so. I think. Pretty sure. But I could do Lend-Lease. And we do actually have a fair number of weapons. Oh, speaking of which... You guys are still under strength. But you have all the equipment. So maybe you can train? We'll try. Democracy prevails in the Philippines. Good, they did not go socialist. I approve of this. And there it is, PSA declared war. So, can I... Oh, and you seized Alaska. Send you volunteers. Do you need at least 30? Has that number gone up? I feel like that number's gone up. Well, I can send you a Lend-Lease. I will send you guns. I will send you artillery. I will send you a percentage. I will send you... 40% of monthly production. Because I don't actually need very much right now. Oh, you know the other thing that I probably should have sent them? Convoys. So they could actually accept this stuff. We'll send you... 30. Because they're just not going to have convoys for this otherwise. Let's make the PSA win. Yeah, that's my intention. I'm going to try. There's only so much I can do, but I'm going to try. Hope at some point they implement allied battle plans. You can better coordinate with both the AO and other players in the game if you're part of the same faction. You can already. It's one of these buttons. That one. So this will let you see all of the battle plans of your allies. See? Whether you can actually join them, yeah, you can't actually join the battle plans of your allies, but you can certainly see where they are. And if they actually have lines and arrows set up, then it will just display those too. Oh, for fuck's sake, PSA. Alright, let's send another mission. We're going to go to New England this time. While they exist. Second International. This does mean that the USA is more likely to win. But still, extremely frustrating. MacArthur did take over. See, at this point, the PSA would definitely be fighting on to restore democracy to the United States. American trade deal approved. The Australasian trade missions returned from New England, declaring their mission a success. Good. Now I need to wait a bunch of days again. New Industrial Act is done. So let's go ahead and industrialise the South so we can get those factories done too. Then we'll do get our men back to Earth. Then we'll do the political reforms. Southern Australasia has lagged behind the more cosmopolitan regions in New South Wales, and a campaign should be initiated to promote the South to catch up. I want to see the PSA win at least once. I have seen it. Not in this patch, but I have seen it. Well, the USA has got overwhelming factory superiority. Despite the fact that they've lost some of their most important stuff over here. There's the Spanish Civil War. Can I at least get involved in that one? No, that number has definitely changed. They've made it much harder to meddle in these wars, which annoys me. It's one of my favourite parts, was meddling in their wars. Well, I'll send you Lend-Lease. It's you guys who can join the Entente, right? Yeah, Kingdom of Spain usually joins Germany. So, Carlists. I'm going to send you guns. I'm going to send you convoys while I remember. We're going to send you 25. We're going to send you 40% of those and 40% of those. Off you go. Okay, good. New Labour campaigning. There have been a recent upswing in the Labour Party's political campaign efforts, as they appear to have a great deal more money in the party coffers than previously thought possible. Australasian police investigators suggest the money is likely being funneled through the Australasian Council of Trade Unions, sent by the Union of Britain as an effort to support radicals within the Labour Party, although there is no real evidence of that yet. So Social Democrats and Syndicalists increase... Shit. Alright, I'm going to have to do freedom of the press so I can keep my political power over 60. So I can keep those juicy bonuses and get that political power ramping up. Are we still not training? I feel like we are still not training. Philippines request support. Not fighting anything though. Representatives from the Philippines have approached us. They have come up with a plan to prevent a minor economic crisis in their country, and they wish to expand their armed forces, thus increasing their industrial output and creating jobs for the people. They wish Australasia finance to help them in this task, which could prove useful. Not only would we prevent an economic crisis in the country, but we would also gain a new friend, countering Japanese and German influence in the Asia-Pacific area. Yeah, do it. Absolutely. There goes Washington. Canadian corporations in the Australasian Confederation. The growth of the trans-Pacific trade between the Canadian Commonwealth and the Australasian Confederation has seen a number of Canadian corporations setting up branches here. In particular, Vickers Armstrong has opened a new factory in Melbourne with a license to produce equipment for the Australasian military. Sweet! Another 53 days before I can do the next one. See, this is how I want to see the decision system used. This is good. This is very good. Romanian Civil War. Don't think I really care about the outcome of that one. And I cannot go to war economy yet. Japan announces her ambitions. Vickers medium tank. I think I probably ought to continue the industrial stuff, although I do want to make sure that I stay modern with my tank development. Oh, and motorized. Do I have motorized? I'm going to... No, I don't. Okay, I need to make sure I research that soon. Turkestan Khanate declared war on Alash Order. So Alash Order is now at war with two fronts. Oh wow, they are going to get annihilated, in fact. But Soviet Russia is pushing out. Soviets might well win this. Serbia declared war on Bulgaria. Bulgaria while Romania is busy. So Bulgaria could well win this, because it's usually Bulgaria that throws it. Alash Order was annexed. So Russia can now focus entirely on Soviet Russia. Move to free trade. That's not a bad shout either. Makes me happy you pronounced Australian cities correctly, Mordred. I had a couple of Australian and New Zealand housemates at university. So, I try. What did I say? I was going to get motorized. That's what I said. As opposed to saying Melbourne. Melbourne. And Sydney. But Mordred, it's Bulgaria. They're going to throw that chance of victory away. No comment. I am not saying that Bulgaria are not the Balkans. I'm not saying that Bulgaria are not the Prussia of the Balkans. I'm going to scroll slowly away and hope nobody noticed. What would you say is my favourite nation from the new Kaiserreich update that I've played? Sardinia. Sardinia, 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 and Sardinia. I really liked Sardinia. Did I mention Sardinia? I'm pretty sure I mentioned Sardinia. Right, let's get our men back to work so I can get that free infrastructure. Our nation encompasses vast swathes of open land. Crossing them is the most important part of encouraging economic growth. A recent commission promises that a state-funded program to ensure every Australasian is employed in the construction of new infrastructure could last for decades, if not more. Do Commonwealth countries get access to the university in the UK? I don't understand what you mean there, Smitherman. Do you mean access to the Entente research group? In which case, yes. I think it's one of the no, it's one of the research things. A new heir, formerly in case of Edward VIII's death, or rather the improbable abdication, the throne would fall to his brother, Prince Albert. This changes now, however, as His Majesty's son was born. Queen Isabel gave birth to their second child after a long night. The entire British Empire celebrates in honour of the Prince Victor George John Arthur, the new heir to the throne. So George the VI is not going to happen. That one. Joins the Imperial Scientific and Academic Council. And I probably should at some point. I'm going to try and finish off this one. In fact, I probably should do that sooner rather than later so I can actually reap the benefits. Research time minus 8%. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. I really want to do the political stuff, but actually that research is looking silly. It did mention that like Australasia is really focusing on tech, so I'm not that surprised by it. Fall of Madrid, that's positive. To whom though? Oh dear, CNT. Oh no, and they're being pushed. Oh no, and Portugal just stole some stuff. Damn it, Portugal! Free civilian factories, that's good. Build another civilian factory there while we can. Getting flooded, your flat's getting sunk. You might want to go and deal with that then. Oh, I see what you mean. Do Commonwealth countries get access to the university in the UK? They get easier access. I think they can basically bypass visas or at least get a special student Commonwealth visa. Because there were definitely quite a few Australians and New Zealanders at my course in Lancaster. Legionnaire... Okay, so Legionnaire Italy just committed suicide. Good to know. The way that Americans pronounce Worcester is genuinely upsetting. Why, what's wrong with Worcester? And particularly the county it's from, Worcestershire. Perfectly normal. Have I played as Ireland? I have. You can find that on my YouTube channel. Which is youtube.com/MordredViking. And I should probably do that. Savoyard crisis resolved after a demand by the Commonwealth of France that the province of Haute-Savoie be immediately ceded due to the persecution of the French population. The Swiss government decided to avoid the threat of war and agreed, stating that a peaceful transfer of ownership was preferable to bloodshed. A victory for the French government. Entente air training scheme. We've been invited by the Canadian government to join in a large-scale multinational air training program on Canadian soil. It would strengthen our alliance and improve the skill of our pilots, but may be seen as a concession to Canadian dominance of the Entente. It's fine. Go and do it. And also modify my government. It was mentioned that I should go free trade. I would agree with that. We should go free trade. Sorry, Cromwell, I'm not seeing what's wrong with Worcestershire. I'm not understanding your anger with Worcestershire. I mean, it's just like, I mean, Worcester and Gloucester are very close to each other. I mean, we have Gloucestershire over here and then Worcestershire over here somewhere.